Welcome to Brighten Mind Podcast. I'm your host, Vicky Parchimento. Here I'll be sharing you ways to brighten your mind and increase your inner joy and peace while living life beautifully within and emulating love to others and yourself. Brighten your mind to brighten your life and brighten your world. Welcome to episode 11 of Brighten Mind Podcast. And today we're going to be talking about, are you self-aware? Now, self-awareness is being aware of what's going on in your life. What kind of emotions are you having and how long have they been stuck? For example, if you're having emotions of doubts or worry and it's ongoing, are you aware that you are having these emotions and they just keep going? For example, just this past 2 weeks, I still work at a corporate job, and we were sent back to our office after working from home for 6 months. And my partner, her office, she's still at home. And then it gave me anxiety because I had to be there, worry about if anything with the coronavirus or if being in an open space with people that I haven't seen for months and different households. And I started to get anxiety and worry. And I haven't had those feelings for months. I also started getting negative. And I didn't even realize I was. I started talking to my coworkers about the negative things that were happening, being so afraid, having to go back. It wasn't just me who had the anxiety. I had several other people who had anxiety coming back, and I understand because they don't want to be open to having this virus get to them and their family. And then my partner Melissa, she said, "Do you realize that you are being negative and you're not being grateful? You got to be grateful. Yes, you have to go to work, but aren't you grateful that you have a job?" And right away, at first I was a bit annoyed because I'm like, hey, this is what's going on, blah, blah. And then I realized my training. I was like, oh, I am not being grateful. There are other people there looking for a job, looking to work. And she even mentioned the health workers that have to be at the hospital all day. And, I felt humbled, and I felt a bit annoyed at myself for feeling these feelings. And then that's when I also realized that being around the coworkers having these anxieties, it actually created like a negative mastermind, because I started going to have those negative anxieties and feelings. And I think that's what happened when you're around people energetically, even just in an area, even if you're not around them, and you talk about it through text message, through chatting, it can you can be involved in that. And I had to get out of that, and I had to use the words cancel. I mentioned that before. The term cancel can help energetically cancel those negative thoughts in your mind and around you. So that's one way I wasn't self-aware. And you have to ask yourself, what things are playing on in your life that are going on and on and on? And are you stopping to think, am I grateful? Am I thankful for this? What are things that can cause me more joy? What are things can cause me more peace and love in my life? And if they're not, you got to have that self-awareness. You got to be self-aware. Am I working on my weaknesses in my life, or am I working on my strengths? Are you self-aware? What are you attracting into your life? Are you aware of you being around maybe, like, for example, negative people, and you're feeding on in that? Or are you starting to create and attract those positive people in your life? People who uplift you, who want better for you, who don't see the anxiety and worry, who see the better in life. And that's what I'm so grateful that I have a partner who's helping me to see the being more self-aware, who's helping me to see that. She said, be grateful. And you want people like that around your life who want to uplift you rather than talk more about your issues, who want you to see what you're grateful for rather than what could be worse, who want better for you rather than want the worst, and who want to avoid those dramas and gossips and want more peace and joy and happiness in life. You know, you want to get to those points. So always be self-aware. And I always leave a small little exercise at the end. 2 things you can be self-aware. The first one is how you feel. How are you feeling in that day? Like, are you able to, like, are you feeling bad? Are you feeling good? Like don't just focus on like whatever, like that feeling. If it's negative, just keep snowballing on that. Start to really ask yourself, how am I feeling today? Right? And then 2 is what's happening in my life? Like, are things getting better? Or are things like getting worse? Like you got to see how things are going on in your life. So those are 2 ways you can be more self-aware, and just really ask yourself questions. Ask yourself, is this working out? Is this not? So those are ways to be self-aware. And comment in the episode below if you wanna add anything you have to say. Like I love hearing viewpoints from other people. Got my Instagram at Brighten Mind, and also Facebook. Just search Brighten Mind and you'll find a Facebook page there. So thank you for listening to this episode. Thank you for listening to Brighten Mind podcast. Please subscribe and listen to more ways to brighten your mind.